I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, give me fucking truth, baby. Come on. Let's go.
How have I been successful in life?
Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Analysis Podcast. Last one for 2025. Last one on the ESPN channels. And we're going out in the warehouse. Wes?
It's only fitting. It's only fitting. It does seem like kind of the end of like the COVID run to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like going into the new era, there's not going to be a bunch more COVID type warehouse bullshit because we're going to get even more of that. But it seems like we're closing the era that kind of started during COVID when we went to that warehouse.
It was it's been 7 years, so it was before COVID.
Yeah.
I feel like when it started, it was pretty damn good. So I don't know. It's tough because I think these kind of contracts, they seem to kind of go the same way. It was the same way with the Fox deal. Yeah. You know, by the end of it, it was kind of
time for a change.
We're good. We're good on both sides, and it seems that is the case here. We had a couple pretty decent cards to end it, but if you look at it as a bigger whole of the year, or at least the last half of the year, it was some tough sledding some weeks.
Yeah, with as far as the entire ESPN thing, I think it really depended on if people like thoroughly enjoyed like the whole endeavor or not. Is like, did ESPN Plus work properly for you? You know what I'm saying? Because I've never had problems with the ESPN app and the ESPN Plus and using it. There's tons of people where that shit just would not work for them. And I couldn't imagine trying to deal with that every week, watching the fights. And I don't know if that was like regional specific and stuff. Like, I guess
ESPN's, but a lot of people have a lot of issues with it. I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing. People are gonna be wishing for the ESPN days when they go to this Paramount bullshit, because they seem to be light years behind on their technology and shit. I've been using it for a couple of weeks because I got to get it for the fights, and then they were running the Black Friday deal, so ended up getting it. Been trying to watch some shit on it, and man, you want to talk about slow in the menus, baby. People are not. Y'all thought ESPN was bad. ESPN was light years ahead of it. And hopefully with they're obviously going to get tons of new subs and shit. They're raising the price because of UFC and stuff. They better
they're investing some of that money into the technical side of it.
Back end servers and all new. They better, because it's not. And once all these people hit for UFC events, I don't know, man. I know they do Champions League events, which I'm sure get decent viewers in the States. But I'm not sure afternoon Champions League matches are doing the numbers that like ESPN pay-per-views are going to do for included in your subscription. And just trying to navigate the menus to look through movies and TV shows and shit, slow as hell, man, lagging. Just that little bit drives people crazy. Now, that's not even talking about how it's going to run when they're trying to host it out to fucking hundreds of thousands of people. That's just the menus, and people hate when a UI literally is laggy and buggy like that. So we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, it's going out kind of the way it's felt for a while to me, right in the warehouse.
Yeah, I won't have to deal with those issues. I don't. The product up here is good that carries it. I don't even have that.
Y'all got y'all's on pretty much like national TV broadcast, right?
Yeah, I mean it's on a pretty popular sports
TSN
channel.
or whatever.
It's Sportsnet right now.
But that's on y'all's cable package, though,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it's on like national TV broadcast airwaves, which is fucking perfect. Like you're not gonna have any problem. What about so y'all still have pay-per-views, right? Y'all still have to pay for those?
Yep.
All right.
Obviously, when supposedly they're going to be simulcasting about half the numbered events on CBS, so we get CBS here. So in those circumstances, people won't have to pay for pay-per-view, but those other half of the ones,
you think they'll
people
geo block it? You think they'll try?
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna geo block that shit? I think they will.
Because like we don't get any the UFC stuff through the Paramount app. It's basically only Fight Pass.
Well, I mean, like here. CBS, like y'all.
CBS, they won't block. No, CBS, they won't.
Are we sure? Are we sure they're not gonna let it be broadcast in the places they do pay-per-views? You know what I'm saying? Like they might do that. They might do that, bro.
I don't think
that's a lot. That's a lot of money to give up on outside the country that you charge for pay-per-views and give it to you for free.
Nobody's buying pay-per-views anyway these days.
Nah, they're
serious.
They're definitely not.
Let's be serious. The only money they're really getting is from bars paying for their fucking fee.
But that's a lot of money. That's a lot.
I know, but that's why like the single individual homes in Canada. I don't.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, like. All of that's made up now with the deal they got from Paramount because they got way over valuation because of the government that's in charge and the friends of the government. So they got literally way overpriced for their product this time around.
Yes, sir. We had a pay-per-view last week. Pretty decent. Lots of smaller fighters, which probably contributed to a lot of fun fights. Had some craziness, especially in the top two fights. We'll go through those two right now. We had Petr Yan just running over Merab for the most part, made it look surprisingly easy. 49-46 two times, 48-47. I did not see 2 rounds for Merab, only saw 1 at the most.
Maybe one, yeah.
And we had Josh Van TKO arm injury, 26 seconds in is what I would classify one of the sadder moments of 2025. Seeing the homie Pantoja, who we love, lose a belt like that when he's just been in so many wars, so many fun fights. Dude is sick, and unfortunate. MMA is crazy, Wes. What do you got?
Yeah, it's you know, to go from the sadness and the flukeability of it to the greatness of it in the main event is what this kind of sport is, and why you love it, even though it involves some of the fucking worst people watching 2 dudes put on just excellency in that main event, man. I'll start with the Pantoja fight because, look, I have personally, and this show has been a massive fan of Josh Van since he came to the UFC. All of us was calling him a future champ, which of course came true, but
just not like that and not that quick.
I don't want to see, and like in the moment after the fight, Van was like, kind of after the fight was like, I don't care how I want it. And of course, I've seen interviews in the week, this past week, him saying, kind of more reflecting on it, like, no, I didn't want to win it like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't think any like real martial artist wants to win their title like that. You're going to take it, of course. Why wouldn't you? But that Pantoja's been in so many wars and so much shit. And for that to happen like that, it really sucks, man. And it sucks not just for me, for Pantoja, but for Van too, because Van,
if you want to win, you want to look impressive. You want it to like, you don't want to win like Aljo against Petr Yan, getting the DQ shit like that. Like that's not the way you want to do it.
Nobody. Yeah, nobody does. Even Aljo, like he did the same thing, and the moment was like, "Fuck that!" He hit me. I'll take this buddy away. after that, a week later, he's like, "Yeah, of course, I didn't really want to win the fight like that." No, nobody does not at this level. I hope Pantoja. I hope that it's like just a dislocated elbow, like they say sometimes. If you don't tear anything in there, you heal up. This weird thing where they was trying to say it was a shoulder,
That's the
and the
weirdest thing
doc,
ever.
and like we all watched it on TV, and then
Like,
Dana's even saying afterwards, no, it's the shoulder. He's arguing with a reporter or something, saying no, it was his shoulder.
it's very
Um,
weird.
Glad it wasn't his shoulder because I don't know if guys ever come back from shit like
Yeah.
that with their shoulder. It's always going to be a problem. I don't think the elbow dislocation like that you can be
That's
perfectly
bad.
fine. And he's going to be out to where Van's going to defend that title. Hillman Tara is going to be a great fight if that's the one they decide to put together. But Pantoja's still that guy. I still favor him. Even in that fight, how easy was it for him to close distance and be starting to grab a hold of Van? Like
It was-
immediately, we saw what he was going to do. He was going to close the distance, get a hold of that guy, and it was going to the mat. I hope that line drops a little bit next time around, just because
I
some
think
shit
it definitely
happened.
will. And I mean,
And
obviously, that is.
I'm hammering it. I'm fucking hammering it because I could see him. My only worry in that fight was, is Pantoja going to stand on the feet and try to just throw down with this guy for a little bit before he goes for takedowns? No, he closed the distance immediately, was on him, and just got shoved off one time and came down the wrong way. So, yeah, then, man, the main event was just that fight was, look, a lot of it, and I'm not taking away from Yan. That was spectacular. That was a dude in his flow state, in his groove. Like everything was perfect. Everything worked. His takedown defense, just everything, man. The body work, the body kicks, all of it, man. Just a perfect performance. But Merab looked a little off. Like, I think he still tried to implement his game plan, and like Yan was countering it very good. But there was something like, especially later in the fight, he started to slow down a little bit to where Yan never slowed down.
He doesn't get beat up like that. We haven't really seen
Took
him.
tons of damage.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, man. Like, you take some damage, it kind of zaps your cardio, and even with the EPO machine, his like
The body
he slows
work
down, man. Though that body work later
was
on, but even
insane.
just getting hit, and
Yeah.
the takedowns aren't working. He's not getting any rest, getting him down. Like,
Did the
it's-
takedowns though look like as explosive and stuff? And I know Yan like countered good. You're right. You've hit on it, and I think you're absolutely right. And more people are starting to talk about it this week. You cannot be competing in high level championship 5-round fights like this 4 times a fucking year. You just can't do it. Eventually your body is going to slow down. I don't care if you're a fucking EPO machine or not, man.
If Merab can't do it, nobody
can. Exactly. And it's obvious that he can't. And I don't want to take away anything from Yan, because even Merab in that state could have went out there and won that fight. It was Petr Yan that like put him in those deep waters, worked that body. Like, man, that kick was like that was one of the most, for a guy to not get finished, that's one of the most perfect, brutal body kicks I've ever seen. Like, that man visibly let out a yelp, curled up, and was going backwards. That was a masterful performance from Petr Yan. And I know the records are out there now. Like, it's one of the longest times in between title wins. And then to have a 3-fight losing streak in between that, it's like I don't think it's ever been done before. Like, that was historical shit he did Saturday night. It was impressive as hell, man.
Unbelievable performance. Honestly, it reminded me a bit of TJ Dillashaw against Tenin Barao. Now, obviously, that was a much wider betting line, but as in just having just the performance of your life against a guy on a sick run in both circumstances. And yeah, Yan had the answers for whatever he was coming for.
His takedown defense, how he shielded Merab off with this off leg and then was
Yep.
fighting hands the entire time, turning. It was perfect. Like
Yeah.
it was absolutely perfect, man.
It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable performance. It's kind of good to see, man. I think for the most part we want exciting striking.
There's a plan on Merab now too. Like there's a sort of
that's the thing. That's why it's very hard to defend your belt a shit ton, because every fight you have, especially in Merab's fight, which damn near all of them go to decision, that's just tape time for guys to get a game plan, and you have to be as good as Petr Yan to be able to come through on that game plan. But
I love
it's eye opening.
Luke Thomas had mentioned it, and then John Snowden kind of talked about when he talked to Greg Jackson like over a decade ago when he was more doing interviews and shit, that Merab's coach has that chart to where if he does this, you do this. If he counters this way, you counter this way. And Luke Thomas was talking about like he's starting to see that more, and these coaches putting together like true legitimate like brackets.
Damn time, Wes.
Well, that's where Snowden tweeted back to Luke Thomas that he interviewed Greg Jackson when he was at the height of his shit with all those champs down there. Greg Jackson was doing that to a certain degree, had flow charts like that and shit over a decade ago. Why do you think they were so successful? Like, and Greg Jackson was known as one of the best game players. That's why GSP would literally go down there and go to Greg Jackson's, because that guy would come up with the game plan. And that shit was all perfect. Merab or Yan followed that shit to a T, man. One of those, like you said, a TJ Dillashaw type thing to where it was just perfect, man. It was incredible to watch.
Incredible. Yeah, like I said, good stuff. Yan,
what do they do? I wouldn't hate them running that back. Like, I would not hate that at all. I don't know if they're going to do it.
I think what they need to do, I mean, you risk losing the rematch, but I think you need to make him take time off. And you got Yan to fight Umar if Umar wins. But I mean, that's going to push you off because they're fighting in end of January, like they're fighting the first card, right?
And I don't think Yan like comes back very quick. Like he's
not.
So
like I mean, you could do either. You could make Merab rest and then fight somebody else. Like
I just think they both take a little rest and you run that back. Like, it's not a bad fight in a trilogy to me. Like it's gonna be a great fight again. And
and if they put it in like April, like that's much more time off than what Merab
needs. He needs 6 months. And there's another thing. There's that video out of him doing 5 rounds the morning of the fight.
He's done that.
I know, and
now
I've heard about it. And there's tape now. There's literally video of that guy doing 5 rounds the morning. But stop, bro. Fucking stop. We get it. You got the cardio. You don't have to run 5 rounds in the morning. You got the cardio, bro.
I wonder how much this loss will change some of those things.
He's kind of dumb, man. He is a dumb guy. I'm just not sure that you're ever getting through to that dude.
We shall see. Yeah.
The guy literally did a head dive on like 8 inches of ice and cracked his skull. Like he's not the brightest cat.
So good. So good. All right, rest of the main card. Wes was right on this. I was wrong. What's new? Tatsuro Taira takes out Brandon Moreno. Look good. I mean, the first round was kind of weird. That's kind of more what I expected.
Slight quick stoppage. But
Yep. I don't think it was going to get much better for Moreno. I know people want to give him some more time because he's never been finished, and these are elite fighters. Fair enough, but I just don't think it would have mattered. Taira got him in a bad spot. Did not expect that. I thought Moreno would be good in the grappling. I mean, he put him in a somewhat dangerous, not really, but in the first, and I just thought that his his sweeps and just scrambling would be enough. But man, Tara got him in body triangle, flattened him out, and just smashed him out. Not much
That dude's
more you can do.
strong. He is strong for 125er, man.
I know. I didn't see this kind of domination just because what we saw with him against Royval. And like, I know he's gotten better since then. But like,
I
Royval
thought
took him down, and Royval's like not amazing.
when I was looking at the fight and thinking about betting him, Royval's just a different cat to me. Like, guys are just all gonna struggle with him and the grappling. I just thought Moreno was a little more controllable, and eventually he was.
Peyton Talbot defeats Henry Cejudo 30-27 across the board. Impressive. I know we talked about the line. I stayed away from the Cejudo. Just too many narrative things going against him. Turns out Peyton Talbot's pretty fucking good. Kind of showed all the parts of his game. These younger guys can take some big steps between fights. I didn't see this good of a performance coming out of him based on his last couple of fights. Seems like the loss to Howney did wonders to him. Got his shit together, and he's pretty good now.
The grappling and the wrestling looks like he took it seriously after the Howney loss, because he took fucking Henry Cejudo down and knew when he did it was like, oh yeah, this is some good shit. The chin, because he got hit. Like,
he will get hit.
I will say, man, to go out like that for Cejudo, props, respect, because that dude went in there and fucking threw down. That fight was amazing. Like, absolutely. Like, I think Talbot ran him pretty bad. Like, he was always ahead in that fight, but man, Henry went out on his fucking shield, man, and that's about all you can ask. Sucks. I'll still say I think the guy shouldn't have retired and wasted those years, man. Yep,
wasted it. Absolutely wasted it. But still got a bunch of good fights at him. I still hate him for getting that decision against Mighty Mouse, but a lot of shit changed because of that fight. So
I think he lost, but you know,
yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Next fight, of course, we had to have some fat guys on this card. Jan Blachowicz draw against the Goosekoff. I bet Jan. It's the only only bet that I didn't lose because I draw last week. He turns out he can't really reach above his head or do any weightlifting above his head. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. This fight, he didn't even try to grapple. I think if he had good, decent shoulders, which
he wins it easy.
He takes this guy down and subs him. He was able to do fairly well in the stand-up, other than he got caught and then kind of smashed out and survived, which Jan is a tough bastard. But yeah, I mean, Goosekoff kind of got the fight that he wanted, and he still kind of squeaked out a draw. So I don't think he's that good, but light heavyweight's fucking terrible. So he probably still gets some wins, but if we get him against anybody with some grappling, it's going to be hammer time and sub time.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to clip some dudes that are marginal, but
yeah, it's like heavyweight.
Anybody with a little bit of a chin, and if they got grappling, he's dead. Like, and that guy hit a wall. Like, he fucking died. He like just quit throwing anything.
Yeah, that ending was not great.
Yeah, he looked horrible. But Jan getting clipped and dropped and like almost finished, but like Jan's done, man. If you can't even lift weights anymore, what the fuck are you doing here, man?
Yes, sir. Preliminary card. Manuel Torres with the fucking special. Grant Dawson knocked him out in the first round. Good stuff. Chris Duncan weathers the early storm from Terrence McKinney, and that's what happens. Macy Barber survives the illegal upkick and beats Karina Silva. Always cheat. And then Farzam with a nasty elbow finish after kind of trying to wrestle fuck Sadikov. Wes, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I had some over 1.5 in the Dawson Torres fight. I thought that was off. Apparently, it was not. I felt decent about it a couple minutes into the fight. I thought it was kind of going.
I mean, if that's going to go Dawson's way at all, if he's implementing
yep.
any of that grappling, that's going to sail over. But yeah, he looked like a fish out of water when he couldn't get those takedowns.
Sorry, my bad. I'm still not sure how good Torres is. Like
I don't know. He's got power.
Yeah, he's knocking out some bumps, some dudes that just get knocked out. So I just don't know yet, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, like, man, McKinney has Duncan absolutely dead to rights. Den is like out on his feet for like a minute. They won't stop the fight. Like, that was just that was pure comedy, man. Like, I was laughing so hard. I did end up putting the under 1.5 in a parlay, like big. Like, there was no way that was even getting out of the. It never. Like, we always.
What was that number, Wes? Was that minus 300?
Yeah, it was like 350 or something like it. But it was like it was like a gift, though. It really was.
It's a Terrence McKinney fight, of course. And
it's like
add Chris Duncan to that,
and add Chris Duncan, yeah. And like there's been a couple times over the past 3 or 4 years I've actually bet starts round 2 on McKinney like early on, and I really like this. Just it's impossible. The guy will not. Is there ever been more of a like 2-minute fighter that we've ever seen in the sport?
It used to be like Hernandez was that for a little while.
Now he goes 15 minutes,
and now he's trying to make it pretty boring. But at the start of his career, it was usually when he was fighting bums, he was getting them out of there quick. And
I think, and like McKinney's brain, even if like he doesn't finish you, it's like something his whole body just shuts down. He can't throw punches anymore. No. He just like stops fighting. Like, kill me now.
And that's what people do.
Yeah, that shit in the Barber fight actually like had me angry. Like getting kicked square in the jaw, standing up is fucking dazed and confused. The ref, like, it's Mark Smith. It was glancing.
Special.
She's half out on her feet, bro. And then the doctor coming in there or whatever and be like, she said she's fine. Let's go. And Mark Smith's like, it was glancing. Let's go. And this chick is literally sitting there half out on her feet. I'm like, man, we've lost the plot, bro. We have didn't even take a point. Didn't even get a point taken for that. What are we doing? If you're not taking a point where I don't care if you think it's glancing. Like, she got rocked by the motherfucker. You can see it with your own eyes. Not a point taken. Like, what are we doing, man? Zim, well, looked good, man. That was pretty spectacular. He got hammered like Friday and Saturday, man. Like
minus 130, and then he ended up being what, minus 200?
Yep, I ended up playing a little minus 133, I think, and then like fight day, he was what, minus 200 or something like that. People started hammering him, so. Yeah, that was pretty spectacular. I think we both thought that Sadikov was kind of fraudulent, though.
Yep. Yeah, and Ziem's good. Good to see him have a pretty exciting finish. Good to see. Early prelim card. Consensus loser. Bruno Ferreira wins a decision against meathead Marvin Vettori. Jalen Turner just demolishes Barboza. Very sad. In the Rock'em Sock'em, these guys have no skills, but just enough skills.
That was amazing.
To make a minute and 29 just be absolutely ridiculous. Mansour Abdul Malik absolutely smokes Trocoli. The Broccoli man needs to just go play poker, because he keeps on getting fucked up in these fights. He's losing brain cells. He's going to become a worse poker player.
Making like far less.
He's making far less money fighting. It's a goddamn waste of time. Abdul Malik looks pretty good, especially at this weight class when the guys aren't very good. Myron Santos knocks out Namoff. That was nice. Nice little finish for him in the 3rd round. Wes?
Yeah, this fucker Vettori, man, is
washed.
He's wasted a generational chin, because literally nothing hurts the guy. Like, nothing. You can hit that dude with a bat upside the head. I don't think you're rocking him. He just ain't got it. He just ain't fucking got it, man. Bruno Ferreira being able to put on like that guy usually 9 times out of 10 needs finishes to beat guys, and you let him sit there and stand in front of you like that, Vittori he ain't got it, man. Every time that guy would come in, he was slower. Hands just wouldn't fucking work. Like, yeah.
Finally did some shit in the third, but way too little, too late.
Yeah, that was sad to see Barboza go out like that.
Pretty surgical from Turner. Like, he didn't rush anything. He just fucking murdered him. And I mean, I guess that can happen when you hurt him like instantly.
Yeah, and you're fighting a guy that you're just way bigger than. Like Barboza is the only reason he's at 55 is just because he's old now. He can't make 45. Turner was so much bigger than him. Like at the end there, like Edson was hitting him a couple times. Edson was literally ripping a hook. He would get caught, rip a hook, hit Turner, didn't even stun him. Didn't even stop him from throwing bombs on him. Like Edson's done, and I really hope he calls it. Edson's a fighter though.
Yeah.
That guy's not gonna call it.
Turner's still good. He's done some stupid shit in some fights, but his offense is legit.
I still question that defense and like the takedown. Like a guy can still, is he gonna be able to stop the grappling and shit? And like that was his problem before when he moved up in competition. Ebo and Ewo, that was amazing. I don't care. That was fun as hell. Had some under on that. Had the under on that. That was a fucking gift. That shit was like minus 170 at one point. Like that's insane. I can't believe that was priced like that. And Santos. I had the over in that fight in a parlay, and that shit was cruising. And he walks out in the third and like
snipes him.
Snipes him. That kid might be okay, man. Yeah. Like I know he's got to fight a little bit better comp for sure.
Got to make weight too.
Yeah, that's definitely another thing. Because he's a big 45er. He's a big 45er.
Yes, sir. You know, pretty good, pretty violent card.
It was a really good last pay-per-view card, except the Pantoja. Like except that.
Yeah. Sad ending for Pantoja. Unbelievable performance by Petr Yan. It was good ending for the pay-per-view. Now on to this week. We're going to the warehouse to close out this ESPN deal. Some fights. There's some interesting fights. Nothing too important, save for the main event. But we'll get to see a debuting Bellator champ, ex-Bellator champ. Does he get Magny Madoff?
Fucking just out of nowhere, they signed this guy and throw him on a middle of a warehouse card against Magny. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I guess show me what you got in front of a couple hundred people. But yeah, the main event's obviously awesome. If Kape wins, I think there's a chance that he could get the next title shot. If then they'll have a choice between him and Tyra. If Brandon Royval wins, it's a bit of a tougher sell, and then I think they go with Tyra. So some implications there. Let's rip through these bottom bunch of fights that don't matter. Starting off with a banger, women's flyweights. Jamie Lynn Horth to Rita Bleda. Wes, do you care at all?
Don't care. The over is minus 300 though. It's a good parlay piece.
Ooh, the Canadian. Yeah. Horth has never been finished. I think Bleda is the better fighter.
Yep.
But that over. You need some parlay. That's not bad. Minus 300, minus 325. Every once in a while, they might throw us a little bone. You got to pay some juice. It's not no 250s, 220s what it used to be, but minus 300 is the new minus 250.
Or you just go, fight goes distance. But
save some cents.
I don't mind just paying another 50 and being safe, paying another 35, being safe. Fuck it.
Fuck it is right. Next up, we got some fatties. Neither of them. This is an interesting one. Neither of these guys have fought on the Contender Series
or any decent or I think this was this Pat guy on. Yeah, he's not been one LFA fight.
One LFA card. Okay,
Yeah.
so
but it was against a 4-4 guy. So
yeah, the other guy is fighting in the Real Deal Championships.
mhm.
Okay. Yeah, no clue. This guy allegedly trains at Brunson's MMA and Fitness. Is that Derek?
The striking is not gonna be great.
No. So yeah, what do you got here, Wes?
I mean, I would pick the Brazilian that fought at least in enough LFA fight, but this is gonna get sloppy. We know what's gonna happen. Here's two fucking UPS drivers fucking meeting in their UFC debuts. 4 or 5 fights between them. This is gonna get sloppy. Actually, the over 1.5, there's some plus 145 out there. Like, I'm gonna go with the fight starts round 2, minus 115. I think this gets very sloppy.
Yeah. Last 2 fights would have sailed over 1.5 for Pat. This Fry kid obviously has not been out of the first round in 3 fights, so I think that is the concern. Obviously, he's running over just absolute dumpster fires. But yeah, this does scream fatties. We're getting some real deal fatties money, plus 140, plus 147s out there.
They're trying to give us old times on this last.
They might. They might. I'll leave. I won't mush this one for Wes, so he can have it. He can enjoy them fatties, and I'll pick the Brazilian as well. Next up, what do we got next here? We got women's bantamweight, another Canadian. Wes, did you know this is the least amount of women's fights they've ever had in like?
Yeah, we talked about it last week. Remember?
Yeah,
least amount of women's fights and pay-per-views are starting.
I'll tell you what, it hasn't felt that way, but we'll take it.
I think they've given us like a bunch of top-end women's fights this year, though. Like a ton of the title fights have been like main events, and there's been a lot of those. I think there's been some title, like Shevchenko's fought a couple times this year, like. But you're right. It doesn't feel like we've had less.
We got Luana Santos taking on the Canadian and Melissa Croden. Wes?
Yeah, no real side here either, but this is an over 2.5 at minus 240. So we are going to put this with the other women's over 2.5. And we have us a plus money parlay of women's overs. I do think this one is a tiny bit more riskier than the other one, but I still like it at minus 240. I think that's a good price. Hard to pass up.
Yeah, it's actually wild to see. Melissa Croden has 7 wins. None of them are by decision. Now she has 2 losses. Both of those are by decision. So
yeah, she's tough. She won't get out of there. You know, she'll stay in it.
So I mean, I think that helps the over. I don't really care who wins, but I kind of don't want the Canadian win, because then if fights ever come here, not like I would go because the prices are ridiculous, but then she's just going to be forced on to that card, and no thanks. So I will cheer for Luana Santos, and that over sounds good to me as well, Wes. All right, some more fights. We got some more fatties. Wes,
it is
Sean Giraffe taking on the Stephen Asplund. Wes?
Yeah, this guy's like a fat dude in a former fat dude's body, because man, watching that dude fight on Contender Series was almost like I was on fucking 2 hits of acid, skin just flying everywhere. Shit's wild. Yeah, I think these dudes are gonna do skinny fat man stuff, skin flying everywhere, draping all over old boy. Sharif was fucking this dude's making his UFC debut. Or no, he did fight.
No, he lost
He
to
got
Junior
beat by
Top.
Junior Top. That's right, bro. Well, second round, and I know before then he was doing his bum murder row. I know Aspon caught a guy on Contender Series, but he's been past the first round in his last four before then. So yeah, this is another one that I think gets a little fat, and there's some plus 157 on the over 1.5 in this one. So I'm just going to take fight starts round 2 again at minus 120, and I think they get fatty as well.
Yeah, Wes is gonna have a bet on almost every single fight. I mean, why
It's the
not?
last
It's
fucking card.
We're not gonna get. We got 6 weeks off until we can put down money on a UFC card. So why not? Yeah, this seems like a definite fatty candidate. Even if both of these fatties, one of them's going over. So if you play both of them, you should come out on top. And that's really all you can ask for in these shitty heavyweight fights.
These are some bad fights to start this guy.
This one's a little better. It seems very out of place. We got Neil Magny welcoming Yaroslav Amosov. Wes, Magny is not going to Magny Medov an Amosov, is he?
Like I don't see it personally. Amosov is actually very, very good. He got caught by Jason Jackson and like his only loss. And that was when like Jason Jackson was like on an insane
fire.
Yeah, he just couldn't lose at that time. But outside of that, Amosov has been one of the best fighters to be in Bellator in recent time. Not getting any kind of top billing here, so it's not like when they're running in, Pitbull and these guys recently where they just don't show up patchy, they just don't show up. This dude's in the warehouse in the middle of a card fighting a 38-year-old Neil Magny. I think this is a very good setup for Asimov. Good parlay piece. I wish it wasn't at that minus 400 range now. I have a chalk parlay with some stuff from last week with him at like minus 330 or 340, something like that. I like that a little bit better, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets Magny out of there in this spot. He did choke out Billender in his last fight, and that's almost a similar matchup to Magny. Their physical, and like kind of how they both fight. It's almost a carbon copy of each other. So I think Amosov gets takedowns here. Magny gets taken down, man. Like I'll say about that last fight too. He was getting the shit kicked out of him by Jake Matthews. Like he should. The fight was stopped and shit. Like that whole thing was weird. But Magny's just old now, man. And I think Amosov is getting a good spot. Minus 400's a little steep. But what is his? What's his sub price? Did we look that up?
Did not look at sub. Him inside is plus 100. Him sub is like around plus 200, a little bit higher in some spots.
I don't hate the inside. I think he's definitely getting takedowns in this fight. I know he does ground and pound at times, but that last time out just seems like the perfect game plan against Magny as well. So yeah, I like Asimov in this spot quite a bit.
I could see what Gilbert Burns did to him happening. I think he can get a takedown in arm triangle very early. Even if he doesn't, I think he, gets some takedowns and gets some ground and pound and gets it done. Like you said, Magny can be taken down. Mike Malott took him down a bunch.
Everybody takes this guy down.
Yeah, anybody with decent grappling takes him down, and Amosov has much more than decent grappling. So I'll be playing him inside the distance to get Magny out of there. Next up, Janderson Brito takes on the debuting Isaac Thompson. Wes?
Yeah, I don't I don't know much about this Thompson
Is this
cat.
what it was supposed to be, or was he was supposed to fight Bagdasarian?
Yeah. This got made like I think it was last week, right? Something
Yeah, I
like
don't
that.
know exactly when Bagdasarian pulled out, but it was not that long ago.
Yeah, I don't. This seems like kind of a weird line to me. Like Burrito, I know it's minus 300, but it still seems like short because I mean, I can't remember seeing much of this Thompson cat, but seen his LFA fights. He is fighting some. His last one was against a decent guy, but yeah, I don't know much about him, man. And Burrito's only minus 300. It just seems kind of fishy to me. I don't know, man. I kind of just feel like should just pass on this one. A lot of props aren't even out to look at, so really don't know. I'll probably look at this a little more closer to the weekend, but line just seems funny. Burrito minus 300 against a debuting guy on short notice.
Yeah, it opened minus 700 and got hammered down right away.
Who is this guy? Like,
Yeah, like I mean, I guess not minus 700, or comeback was plus 525 on Thompson. Fair enough. I don't know much about this guy. You don't really like to see those lines with the guys that Britos has some flaws. I think he just ran into a tough matchup last time out. He's still very, very good. Like you, I don't know too much about Thompson. I would assume that Brito gets this done and does it fairly easily because I still think he is pretty good. It's just he's had a couple tough matchups now. So, yeah. Another Canadian. Another female Canadian.
At least a good one.
This one is much better than most. We got Amanda Lemos taking on Jillian Robertson.
Yeah, I like Jillian Robertson in this fight. I think she's gonna get takedowns, and I think she's gonna beat the shit out of Amanda Lemos, like most people that can grapple do to Amanda Lemos. So I think Robertson she's under 200 in some spots, and I think anything under 200 is a very good parlay piece with Jillian Robertson. And I'm thinking about looking at some sub or maybe some inside the distance on her as well. Inside the distance only plus 145, but when she gets girls down, she goes to work, man. She doesn't lay there. She's one of the nastiest chicks in women's MMA. Like, she does damage. She goes for finishes. I enjoy watching Jillian Robertson fight, and I can't say that about most of the women's MMA fighters current day. So yeah, I like her in this spot. I think this is a good spot to get a big win against somewhat of a name. So yeah, like Robertson to get a finisher.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, Lemos did okay. I mean, she kind of survived, and Suarez got tired, and then she had an okay third round.
I don't think Suarez even does damage on the ground that Robertson does, though.
That's fair. That is fair. Suarez is the better wrestler, but he just controls, whereas Robertson's going to do damage on the ground, and that might be the difference. Like, if Robertson gets her down, I think she does do work and wears her out, even if she's not able to finish. Like, I think it's going to show this to be a lot more one-sided. Maybe Lemos can stuff some takedowns. I don't know. She did a little bit against Suarez.
She does sometimes, yeah. Early. She will early, but she gets tired and then gets taken down. So
yep. And honestly, Robinson might not have success early. You might even be able to get a decent live number if Lemos has an okay first round, because then I think Robinson could probably take over after that. But it's a Canadian, so be careful.
Very true.
Next up, 160-pound fight. This got made a couple days ago. Lance Gibson, another Canadian, Lance Gibson Jr., taking on Bobby Green. Wes?
Yeah, look, I don't think Lance Gibson is like they're not signing because he's some incredible prospect or something. But Lance Gibson is fine. Like he's a decent, well-rounded fighter who is, you know, one of those dudes that's trained MMA since fucking the beginning because his father is still like very, very good coach. He did get a loss like I think it was a couple years back, against a decent Russian fighter that they had on the roster.
Token.
Yeah, the loss wasn't great. Like it was kind of a one of those jabs, and he finished up, and it's one of those you kind of question what the fuck happened. You shouldn't be getting hurt by something like that, but weird shit happens. We see it all the time. Outside of that, he's been a very like consistent fighter, man. On the other side, Bobby Green is fucking 39 years old, coming off one of the nastiest knockouts you'll ever see. He's been knocked out viciously multiple times in the past couple years, choked to death by Patty. I think this number's bad. I just think this is a bad number. I have to play Lance Gibson at 2-1 against Bobby Green at this point. If Bobby Green goes out there and pulls off some fluky shit, which I guess is possible, like it took him literally like beating old ass Jim Miller half to death to get a win recently. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the fluke against Grant Dawson that me and Brad made a ton of money off of. But like
Yep.
outside of that, it's looked very bad for Bobby Green lately. Dude's 39. I'll take some Lance Gibson as a 2-1 dog here.
Yeah. Strange to see Bobby Green that big a favorite against kind of anybody at this point in his UFC career. He's fought a shit ton. Like he's had, this is going to be his 50th, or no, he's got more than that. He's had 51 fights. And he's been taking a lot of damage recently. I don't know too much about Lance Gibson, but he's young. Looks like he has some power. He's got some grappling. That number is calling my name, Wes.
Yep, it did me.
Yeah.
It's hard to pass up.
Yeah. Bobby Green still has decent offense when he's not getting either knocked out on the feet or taken down and grapple fucked. But I don't think that chin is going to be standing up much longer. So I think Gibson can tag it and get Bobby Green out of there. More heavyweights, Wes.
Let's do it.
Kenny Nunchucks, which he's not really a heavyweight, but he is a heavyweight. Taking on Marcus Buchecha.
Yeah, that Buchecha, debut was
tough
buddy.
Tough look.
That was bad. And look, if he doesn't try to grapple at least a little bit, I think he's going to get a little pieced up by Kenny Nunchucks. I'm not sure he drops down and gets a heel hook like the fucking heel hook master that Kenny ran into last time, because apparently that guy has the most deadly leg locks.
Devastating.
Fucking Husamar, What I'm looking at is, man, we're gonna make it a sweep on the last card. I like the over. I like the fatties. I think Kenny keeps his standing up. This Buchecha guy literally wouldn't even barely engage in his last fight. Why is he going to engage much in this fight? Kenny's tall, long dude, uses his fucking range well. I was shocked he got heel hook and like I really even watching Walker do it to other dudes. I was still kind of shocked Kenny did. Like he's usually not, but he tapped quick. He was out of there. He wasn't taking any fucking chances. I just don't think he's got to worry about something dumb like this happening. It's going to be slow. So I really like the over 1.5 in this fight. There's some -115 out there. And I lean Kenny too, but not sure if I'm going to take a side. I
like Kenny Nunchucks, and he's, 15 cents, 11 cents more than the over 1.5. I don't think Buchecha is going to win this fight if it goes over 1.5. So I'm taking Kenny Nunchucks. That does give me the off chance that he gets an early finish on Buchecha. I don't think that is the likely scenario, but just in case, these guys are heavyweights and Buchecha probably doesn't like to get hit. So yeah, I'll take the Nunchucks, but I do think Wes's over will hit as well. Next up, featherweight division, Morgan Charrier taking on the Milk Weasel, Wes.
Yeah, our boy the Milk Weasel's been on a little run here. Rosa is what it is, you know. We'll say Arosa can be dangerous. Like you can't like completely take Arosa lightly, because how many times have we seen that guy pull one out of his ass? You know, the Christian Rodriguez win, very good win. He's looked very good recently, and on the opposite end, like Charrier, man, he got pieced up by Nathaniel Wood. He was losing to Nate Landwehr until he clipped him and got like. I was on Nate in that fight, and he was fucking tuning him up till he got fucking clipped. So I think the Milk Weasel at this point is just like the younger, more kind of up and coming guy, the dude that's improving every time out we see him now. And I mean, at this price, man, it pretty much a pick 'em. I just think he's a slightly better guy, and I'm going to take him at a pick 'em price in this fight.
Yep, the Milk Weasel, more active, better defense. I think the grappling for the most part washes out between these guys, so I think the Milk Weasel's gonna win a striking contest. So yeah, I like him. Minus 115. That's good enough for me.
Yep.
Wes, why is this fight here?
I don't.
Middleweight division. Cesar Almeida taking on Cesare Olowokandi. Wes?
Oh man, shit's like the named Jones or something over there in the. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, he did have a Contender Series fight. Who the fuck did he fight? I was expecting that guy to be Asian. Theo Hutt. That's a white guy with a mullet. Holy shit.
Yeah, that guy is.
Yeah, I mean, before that, though, this dude's fighting in some of the worst shows on earth. Like, Cesar Almeida went to a pretty fucking horrible decision against Kopylov. Like, he looked really bad in there. Outside of that, like, that guy comes forward and throws bombs. So, like, I think these dudes are gonna fucking throw down. I'm not sure why this guy's a 2-1 favorite over Cesar Almeida. I guess just because Almeida does fight like that. I don't know. Almeida's got power, man. This line seems a little off to me, but I just don't know enough about the other guy to bet Cesar Almeida here. I was hoping we'd get a better under 2.5 number, because I think these dudes are going to throw down and somebody's getting knocked out. So I don't know. I might look for something smaller to put a parlay with the under 2.5, but I don't know. I ain't got a good read on this fight. I do think it goes under 2.5 though. These dudes are going to throw down. Somebody's going to get knocked out. 1.5 just feels a little shaky to me. It is plus money, but I think this could get into the second and third round. So yeah, probably just an all-around pass. Almeida's going to be the pick.
You would think that the little Olowokandi would be fighting in better orgs.
Yeah, he's not fighting in whatchamacallit.
He's not fighting in Octagon. And yeah, there's a couple different, places he could be fighting instead of fighting at FNC and FEN and all that shit.
KSW, Octagon.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some better places he could be fighting. So that raises some questions. He is 12 years younger. That middleweight is not heavyweight. this guy might get his lunch taken. So I'll pick the little Oliva Candy. I'm just gonna stay away. Co-main event. Yeah,
it's a co-main.
You heard that right. Co-main event. We got in the featherweight division, the Giga Kick taking on Kevin Vallejos. Wes?
Yeah, look, this Vallejos kid might be okay. But man, he's fought like a bunch of fucking nobodies, man. They've setting him up like getting Sung Woo Choi, like in your second time out, who gets knocked out by everybody. Nice setup fight for him, does the business, knocks the dude out. Was it tough in his last fight a little bit against Danny Silva in times in that fight? He did win a pretty wide decision, but I thought Silva had a decent performance against him. When it comes to Giga, though, man, you want to talk about like a drop in fucking the class here, who he's taken on. David Anama last time, Arnold Allen. Now he's getting 24-year-old on a okay streak in a fight that I think is going to be a kickboxing match. Giga minus 250 just seems a little bit wide to me, man. It's going to be the biggest fight of Lejos' career against a world-class kickboxer. Say what you will about Giga, still that dude now, plus 250 in what I think is going to be a kickboxing match. I think it's going to be close, man. I think I'd rather be holding that dog ticket when the bell hits. So I'll be taking some Giga coming off of a 2-fight losing streak at 37 years old against a 24-year-old. Let's see how this works out.
Yeah, I might as well just mush you, Wes.
It's just a bad line, man. It just is.
It seems like a bad line. Obviously, there's a big age gap there. Giga 37 now, Vallejos 24. I think this is a pretty steep test. I think if Vallejos wants to grapple, I think Giga's got good enough takedown defense to keep it on the feet for the most part. And then when it's on the feet, I think this is a much closer contest than what plus 250 would be.
There's some 280 at Bet Rivers. That's just wild. That's a little
so probably just a small one for me. Just because this is a 37-year-old. But yeah, that number does seem off. So yeah, usually I'm fading Giga, but
yep,
you're gonna give me this kind of number, I'll have to take it. Main event, last fight of 2025, last fight of the ESPN deal. It's a good one. Hopefully nothing weird or stupid happens, which is possible. I mean, I guess we're not completely sure if this fight is happening because Manel Kape is, I think he is tied for the record or so for how many times fights get canceled or pull out or, all that fun stuff. And Brandon Royval's had some weird shit happen in his fights as well. But fingers crossed it stays clean and we get a good fight because it should be a good one. Brandon Royval taking on Manel Kape. Wes?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty like styles clashing fight here. I think Kape absolutely wants to stand up and kickbox, and Royval's not necessarily against that at all times. I don't think it's his best path usually, but when dudes start to get tired from his craziness and his grappling and grabbing on you and making you work, it seems like his striking gets a lot better in the second halves of fights. So I think that Royval's just got to not get blown out early in this fight. Yep. He's got to not take a ton of damage, stay in the fight. Don't go in with crazy fucking entries and shit, just trying to get a takedown and trying to grapple and catch like bad punches to take damage. And I think in the second half of this fight, it's going to be a raw dog fight. And I like raw dog in those raw dog fights, man. So This is a big number, man. I think people are forgetting just how good Royval is. I think people are forgetting about what happened exactly in his last fight against the guy that's holding the belt right now. Royval was fucking probably gonna win that fight against Josh Van if he didn't get clipped and hurt in the third round. Like, he looked very good against Josh Van, especially in the second half of the fight until that punch. So, I mean, Kape's kind of like, I don't want to say like a worse striker than Van. He's just a different, slower, more methodical striker than Van. Probably hits a little bit harder, but this is a fight that Royval's just had. I think he can perform in it, and I like Royval a whole lot more in 5-round fights, man, because you know that dude's not going away. He's got the cardio and the toughness to go 25. Man, we're getting like plus 250 out there on Royval. I like that. I like that a lot. That will be my last bet on an ESPN fight, I guess. And what better way to go out than Raw Dog in a fucking garage? Like, let's do it.
Yeah. Manel Kape has been into the 4th round once in his career, and that was 10 years ago. Royval's just got to extend this fight. It's going to be dangerous early. Kape is so fast, and when he does actually throw and land, it's usually pretty hard. So Royval's got to be tight with the defense to start, and just try to extend this. And once it starts going late, turn up the pressure, and then I think he kind of takes over in the latter half of this fight. It is concerning that he did get dropped last time out against Van. Kape's got a shit ton of knockdowns for the flyweight division, so it's going to be scary. It might be something that Royval just gets smoked out of there early, but I think if he survives, this is totally up for grabs, and plus 250, yeah, that's probably worth it. So I like Royval as well. I'm still not convinced this fight happens, but I hope it does. But yeah, it's a very good fight. It's in a lower weight division, so it's not going to be sloppy. It's going to be enjoyable. Yeah, I like Royval. That's going to be the consensus bet of the week. Plus 2, we'll put her at plus 245, but plus 250. Yeah, good stuff. Hopefully we go out on a good note. I'm
ready to turn the page to a new year.
Yeah, let's reset it all. Obviously this is the last event, so it's the last event for Toutmaster. A lot of places still up for grabs, so
nice chunks of money up for grabs.
Yep. So that'll be fun to see who cashes, and then we'll start signing people up again for the year-long contest. Starting in the new year, we'll have a couple weeks, which is nice, because then maybe it won't be such a clusterfuck right before, but it always is.
It always will be. No fights for 6 weeks, and half of them are still wait till the last fucking day.
Last second to sign up. It's just the worst. But yeah, we'll have a recap show probably a week before the next card, or maybe 2 weeks, whatever works for us. And then we'll obviously start 2026 with a bang. Back-to-back numbered events. These are the fights that we're getting. We can bitch about who's fighting in them, but they're happening, so might as well enjoy it, because there'll be fun fights, even if there's dumb belts or undeserved shots on the line. So yeah. You got anything, Wes?
No, just thanks for joining us, guys. We got about 7-8 loyals, and tune in every week to hear us rant and rave half the time, and Shaun actually break down fights. And it's it's fun to be able to shoot the shit every week, man, for sure.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
everybody listening, and yeah, see y'all in the new year. Hope the holidays are great.
Yes, sir. All right. You dudes have a good one.